Marsh Hills of Michigan Speedway, our location tonight as we get you ready for race number 4 of the, make that 5, of the All-American ARCA Series. As we are in Brooklyn, the Virtual 2-Mile Michigan Speedway, we welcome you in this evening, a Thursday night for you, as we get a doubleheader of All-American ARCA Racing here on the Captain Esports Network. I am the captain, Chris Scala, as we welcome you aboard to the Speedway, which, as we take a look here, according to our Google Earth, Michigan Speedway is in Brooklyn, just to the west of Detroit, right there off Highway 12. There you see this beautiful Michigan Speedway. It's a 2-mile track built back in 1969. Of course, it was owned by Roger Penske at one point, and we've seen so many fantastic races at this track, from NASCAR to IROC to IndyCar and so on and so forth. And tonight, it's going to be the host for round number 5 of this ARCA Series, the All-American ARCA Series. So, where are we at right now? Well, we're at a point where basically it has been a great season so far of different winners. We've had one repeat winner and 2 different winners in the first 3 or 4 races. 3 winners. Let me get the stats right, Chris, and we'll be okay here. 3 winners in 4 races, 1 repeat winner, and that's Matthew Weeks, of course, coming off his win last week at Twin Ring Motegi. He's been the hottest driver so far with 4 top 5s in 4 races. Can he make it to race number 5 here this evening? We shall see. But appreciate the viewers who are joining us here this evening on a night where normally we don't do broadcast on Thursday nights. We're normally just kind of relaxing tonight, but here we are at the Speedway, ready to get going for some great racing here in Michigan. So we're looking forward to it. We got a full field of 43 cars, 35 laps of green flag racing. Should be a fuel mileage race. Like I've always joked around and said here at Michigan, anytime you come to this track for some reason, you could bring all electric vehicles here and somehow it becomes a fuel mileage race. I don't get it, but that's just the way it is when it is all over with. So second time this season, they've actually used a modified setup here in the race. Usually it's the iRacing fix, but they've made some changes trying to make the racing quality better out there on the track. Nothing wrong with that. So we shall see how that all gets going here in just moments. But the grid is happening right now as we get ready to take you down there to the track. But first, let's show you the race information for you on the screen. As you see everything going on right now, you see the packed house here, 100 laps and 200 miles around the 2-mile oval. If you do the math, this is not Twin Ring Motegi. I knew I would probably miss something, but I did. It's the Michigan Speedway, but 100 laps, 200 miles, 3 sets of tires, 85% fuel. That goes out to about the 35-lap mark when it is all said and done this evening. But that is what we're looking at here for the race. Cars are rolling off, and let's take a look at the starting lineup here for the race. And as you see, a driver that makes rare appearances in the series, he is here tonight, and that is Rhett Tucker. Rhett on the pole tonight. He'll start alongside Zach Rogers. Matthew Weeks, the point leader, starting next to Casey Carrington, the Nashville winner. Jacob Feskinen will start in row 3 alongside Wyatt Nadel. Darren Staff and Tyler Burden will start in row 4. Row 5, Finley Fitzsimmons and Marshall Newton. Josh Dillon, Jared Ziegler will start there in row number 5. As already rolling into turn 3, and I'm going to show you a trick here that works pretty well as we look at the rest of this grid. Row 7, Robert Hill Jr. and Justin Vandermeerau. Row number 8 is Brad Delph and also Andrew McGronigal. Alex Carr, Mike Husby in row 9. Trey Holmes, Austin Bloom in row number 10. Row 11, Greg Carr, Stephen Thompson, James Silvers, and William Martin will start in 23rd and 24th. That is row number 12. Row number 13 is Sean Foltz and Chris Travis. Kyle Hall, Darren Half in row number 14. Row 15, Lane Doyle, Zach Nernberger. Robert Colgan, Kyle Barters in row 16. Craig Martin, Ron White, not the comedian, in row 17. Andrew Neri, Tyler Whittemore in row 18. And your final couple starters, Devin Scroggins, Alex Penn, Cody McCorkle, Larry Knoll, Gareth McAllister, David Zucker, Nick Terrell. The Pony Express car going to start there in the 43rd in final position as we get ready for this race. As I mentioned, it is a 200-mile race, 100 laps to make up the distance here at the Michigan Speedway. As the pace car lights are on, we'll get another pace lap here. So I could have just went through the grid while I was doing that, but it's okay. This is what happens sometimes as we get through this. But you see the cars all lined up. I'm surprised that we're not seeing the 9 tonight in the, was it Click? What was the paint scheme that Casey won in the rain at Michigan? See the white and red Dodge? That was actually one of my favorite paint schemes there for Casey Canes. In the Carrington car there. Tons of onboard cameras. Look at this field of cars around this 2-mile oval that was repaved back in 2011. Some might say it's become a better racetrack. Some will say it's not the best racetrack anymore. Expect this setup to be a little bit loose and then pretty tight. This is actually the one track I can honestly say in an ARCA car I have blown a tire at, is this track, Michigan Speedway. It was actually in turn 3, thankfully. I was not in the car, because anytime you blow a tire going nearly 190 miles an hour into a corner, it's never good. Last time this series was at this track was season number 2, and of course, in season 2, Casey Carrington finished 2nd in that race. Let's see if he can do one better tonight when all is said and done. As we come through turn 3 and 4 for the final time. Pace car goes down pit road this time by. It is race number 5 of this All-American ARCA Series. And Michigan, as one car tries to spin the tires to the infield almost as we're green. Issues all over the place here all of a sudden. McCorkle, he's off the track over here in the front straightaway. We got cars having trouble getting going. Must be spinning the tires down the straightaways here. Either way, we stay green. Our cameras tonight presented by TrackCams22.com. You can check them out online on Facebook, on the iRacing forums and more. But again, TrackCams22.com is coming off turn 4. Rhett Tucker going to lead lap 1. Top side, Zach Rogers, the champion. Actually, he's on the bottom side there. And then we got a couple of racing striped cars battling for 3rd and 4th. Feskinen and Carrington. Carrington almost getting outside wall into Feskinen. They both hit the wall hard. And it looks like everybody saved it. For what I'm seeing here, outside of the 9 who's in the wall hard. And I think we stay green. See if we can get a replay of that. That was just unfortunate, tough racing in the end. Nobody went sideways, so unfortunately I'm not going to get a clean replay here, but what I can do is everybody kind of go single file out here. I'm going to go look for Casey's name here, and maybe about right here-ish. There you see the Discord car. And let's so Casey's right there on the door of Feskinen, and I think that causes Casey to get some dirty air and get tight. And right there is going to kind of smack the wall a little bit. And it drives him down into the bomb pop car. And safe to say, Feskinen will not be offering Carrington any bomb pops anytime soon. See who else gets involved in this. I don't see many cars yet. Feskin ends up saving it. And others just kind of scatter out, so we stay green. Darren Staff up to the 3rd position now. They're behind Rhett Tucker, Wyatt Nadel, and Finley Fitzsimmons. Your top 5 right now. First battle. I'm letting all this stuff update itself here. Sometimes when you get... all right, let's go ahead and admit the secret. This is not a live race. This was a race ran last Friday. So when that happens, sometimes the ticker goes nuts because it shuffles some people around. There he gets back live. But that kind of thing will happen sometimes. But just bear with us and enjoy the race. Mike Husby inside of the 36 of Tyler Burden. It's for the 9th position here. There's the 14 Fastenal car of Brad Delph. As they work their way down the front straightaway here. Lap 4 in the books. Look at that field of cars. We ride with Husby, the 6th car. Back here, David Tucker, the 81 or 83 car. This is at 23rd position. He's battling Lane Doyle. Lane finished top 5 in this race back in season 2 also. You just hear them playing with the throttle a little bit here. Obviously, this track very slick, very warm. And that bump right there, it's one of the rare bumps in iRacing where if you hit it, you actually get a 0x from it. And I think somebody forgot to put a number on Lane Doyle's car. It happens. Rogers up about a 10th or so on Tucker right now, who's got 1.4 over Darren Staff. Finley Fitzsimmons coming off a great finish in the last race. So look at him go 3 wide. Feskinen, unfortunately, he's got a broken popsicle there in the 89 car, off the pace, and 3 wide back there. William Martin in a sandwich with Robert Hill Jr. in the Cheetos car, and then there's the 58 above him. That's William Martin, and then Kyle Hall's in this battle also. There's cars everywhere around here. Oh, one getting crossed up there. It looked like Lane Doyle. Trey Holmes or somebody had to drive that thing almost to the infield, basically, to make that pass. You know, cars shuffling around everywhere. This is actually kind of like the old school Michigan back in the day before the repave. As I talked about a little bit ago, some might say that the track has been ruined since the pave. Almost did too good of a job. Oh, contact. Tucker got into the 59. Cars scattering around again. Sean Foltz there in the iRacing car. Stephen Thompson, James Silvers. Not Jane Silvers. Anna Morales, Stephen Thompson, right here. Stephen Thompson, Trey Holmes, all these guys battling out. 8 laps in the books. As I mentioned, a doubleheader of All-American ARCA Series racing. After this, we all jump on a plane, or in a plane. It's kind of not safe to be on a plane. And we will go to Dover, Delaware, the Monster Mile. Miles the Monster, waiting on ARCA cars tomorrow night. Should be interesting. Go in almost 4 wide, if you will, there. The 88, I thought he was going to be 4 wide with the 1. Cars on the apron everywhere. These guys just spreading out, trying to find the clean air. Look at that bump on Tucker. Just getting those bumps over there on the apron. Julian Altina past his bedtime. It's like 6 a.m. in the Netherlands watching. Go up here, battle for second as Darren Staff, the Discord car. Inside of Rhett Tucker. See if he can slide up and clear him there. Yes, Julian, I know the guy who did those, by the way. 3 a.m. bets. Don't you have like school or college or something like that tomorrow? The 45 makes the pass down the back straightaway. Unscheduled pit stop, Andrew Neri on pit road. Should mention the cars that had issues on the start of the race. Gareth McAllister and Cody McCorkle, who played Spinneroni on the front straightaway. They're 41st and 42nd right now, still in the lead lap. However, about 20 seconds back. As we go back here, Thompson and Silver. Silver's already put a stripe on the Jack Daniels car. Now back in the Season 2 race, this race actually had 10 cautions in it. But so far, as clean as we could be without a caution, I guess. 11 laps in. Car sliding. Oh, trouble! Alex Carr, the 95 involved, and this will bring the caution out. Ooh, T-bone steak. 32 involved. Of Daniel Half. Ooh, I'm telling your teacher. A caution out for the first time, right on cue at lap number 11. Looks like Kyle Barter's getting a piece of this also. Oh, that's not nice. No, 22 had him to. Ouch. 59 with a straight yeet on the one. Spins him around. Unfortunately, others come into the battle. And that's going to bring the first caution out. Let's watch again here. You're going to see these other cars come in. Back here near Matthew, who's the points leader, gets, let's see if he gets in there. He's going to miss. It's actually going to happen between him, or around him, almost, if you will. So Weeks gets through it. And I think the commentator's curse is null and void tonight because of, you know, the fact that this race happened again 6 days ago. Oh, right there, the Jerry Nadeau paint's got into the 95, or Joe Nemechek, whoever you want to admit that is. That's a fair question, I guess. I'm still learning the terminology of use young guys. Just saying. There's a lot of yeeting everywhere. You yeeted the wall on Saturday at Indy. All the acronyms you guys come up with, I'm like, what? Casey, where's Alex at? So I can... Where's the damn... We need some more acronyms. What is it? FWIW for what it's worth. Clapping? All right, caution's out, and I appreciate the viewers watching here this evening. Most of them are drivers that are driving. And, oh, contact coming off pit road there. I saw somebody turn right. What, the FWIW? Don't do that one? Or are you talking about the B word? Looked like there was maybe some contact there on a fake on pit road, but we do got some cars coming in. Later. Enjoy your hot dogs. Darren Staff, Andrew McGronigal, William Martin, Feskin, and a lot of cars either getting damage fixed or topping off the fuel cell or maybe even taking tires here. You never know. Those two cars there are still trying to figure out who wants the second position more, I guess. Even though they're nowhere near second now. So biggest movers so far in this race. Got to give some credit to Mike Husby, who's up to 6th from the 18th starting spot. Austin Bloom up from the 20th position to 8th in this race. James Silvers up from the 23rd position up to 12th. How about David Tooker up 27 spots already, up to 15th position. See, 15, it's 42, so 42nd position is where he started. So obviously some movers in this early part of this All-American Michigan 200. And we should get one to go this time by. Great thing about bigger tracks is you get to shorten up pace laps. Austin back there in that Hershey's car. Anybody remember the pencil? The Hershey's pencil? It always smelled like chocolate. If you smelled it. It was like back when I was in school. It was like one of the rare, like if anybody had it, they were like that's alright. Believe it or not, Casey, it's more than I usually get. Usually for a replay I get like one person. So just to have you guys watching and actually talking to me is pretty cool. I gotta admit that. But yeah, back when I was in elementary school, I remember the Hershey pencil. And usually if like you were able to borrow it from the person who had it, or if you had it, you could literally take a whiff of the pencil. I keep wanting to say pretzel. The pencil, and it smelled like chocolate. It was kind of like the markers back in the day. What was it? Was it Crayola that had them? The markers that, like, if you took the lid off, you could smell which one smelled like what. Like, I think brown was usually cinnamon. I want to say the black smelled like licorice. That just kind of came to my mind. All right, Zach Rogers bringing him to the green flag. He took the top side on Rhett Tucker, Wyatt Nadel, Finley Fitzsimmons, and Jared Ziegler. Your top 5. Ziegler in that Navy number 57. It's okay, Casey. Just enjoy the broadcast. Enjoy the race. I know you're already out of it pretty much, but enjoy the race. Craig Martin, by the way, took his number 22 behind the wall with damage. Daniel Half, Alex Carr, Tyler Whittemore also behind the wall at lap 15 as we get green. Hello, this is the Zach Rogers burner account. If you're going to do that, at least, like, come up with names that are, like, burner name. Like, for instance, if it's Zach Rogers, you should put, like, Rack Zargers or something. Like, put the name backwards or whatever. So I can kind of tell it's a burner account. Battle on here. This is the 3rd position, the 06 of Finley Fitzsimmons, carrying up momentum from his... That's fair. Oh, I figured it is. Zach, the champion from last season. Appreciate you, sir, for watching. Ziegler climbing it up there in that Navy number 57. Cars are spreading out everywhere. Zach's like, bye. They're side-by-side racing everywhere. As I mentioned, there's Rally Energy number 8. I wonder who's impersonating a Kyle Busch paint scheme potentially in the future here, huh? Justin Vandermerel? Is that what we're going to see on the 8 car next year for RCR? Oh no. Hey, I wasn't the only one running, or you weren't the only one running Road America Tuesday night. I was too. I was trying to act like I knew what I was doing in a road race. As it looks like somebody almost got the wall up here, front straight or back straightaway. Now 3 wide up the middle comes Ziegler. Or Ziegler. I guess I see the E in there. Oh, he smacked the outside wall pretty good. Looks like the 99's got in the outside wall. You see that little mark there on the right side by his numbers. So Tucker, the pole sitter, as you watch him go 3 wide. I was thinking more of the word synchronized, Casey, not cumulative. Because you guys kind of hit each other at the same time with the wall. On board with Burden. It's one of the rare, the couple things, I never really get a chance to point this out much in a broadcast. But look at this. So the 2 things that need fixed immediately on iRacing, and I would love to see it. Number 1, there is no air conditioning hose connected to the helmet up there. And number 2, the driver looks like one of those wavy cars, squiggly air guy that just wobbles in the air. It kind of reminds me of there. So go down to turn 3, and also that the person reached over and shifted. So 3 things, I guess. Easy now, have a burden on you. As we hit the 1/5 mark, 20 laps in the books. 38 cars on the lead lap, still 5 cars off the track. That is something, if you remember a couple weeks ago, I mentioned in the, what was the first race? It was the Motegi race that we mentioned. That was like, I noticed it when I first went on board, because it was the first race with the new car. I'm like, why is this knob spinning? And for those who have never seen it, let me make sure, I got to find the right camera for it. Hey, right there. Watch this. Look at the blue knob here. Just continue. It's like as he turns, it continues to just rotate around in a circle. You see Rogers is pulled away to 1.3 seconds up there ahead. You see Wyatt Nadel up to second, Fitzsimmons, and then the side-by-side battle here, Ziegler and Tucker. And now the knob's gone. Like it's inside the car. Wait till he turns left into turn 3. It'll come back out. Yeah, this is what I meant. And voila, it's back. Oh, geez. You had to reference that movie? Speeds of about 190 miles an hour down to turn 1. Unlike Auto Club Speedway, this track does not have a little speedometer thingy over in the turn 1 area. Probably a good thing. Points leader of Matthew Weeks, 16th position, right in front of William Martin at 58. Matthew running that Mountain Dew car. Got a whole bunch of drinks here. Got 2 energy drinks and a soda right there, battling for position, and a beer in front of him. That's Michigan racing right there. Gotta enjoy that. Down to turn 1, staying 3 wide. You want to stay above that first seam. It's actually lower banked down at the bottom of the track there. Why? I have no clue. I've never been able to find an answer. A little door check almost there. I honestly don't know that answer. And I'm going to have to research it or something. Why the lower lane at Michigan is lower than the other part of the track. It's like the same thing at Talladega in the Tri-Oval. As they stay 2-3 wide here, and more cars getting loose now as we get longer into this run. But the draft definitely playing a big role right now. You look at the top, what was it, 15 cars or so, all within about 5 seconds of each other. I mean, the only reason it's not 4 seconds is because Zach Rogers somehow has added 15 horsepower to his car. And it's pulled away to a pretty good lead. How about James Silvers? The Jack Daniels car started 23rd. up to the third position. As these cars continue to fight it out, as Andrew McGonigal making a pit stop, Feskinen on pit road again. That's probably to get some damage fixed. These cars cannot settle down and figure it out. Everybody's just passing everybody. Some great racing going on. Bob Hill there in the Cheetos car, running in the 21st position. Oh, trouble. Lane Doyle's in the wall. So is the 58 of William Martin. And that brings the second caution out. And Lane Doyle coming to pit road immediately. Now, the one thing I should mention with this being a race replay, you will not be able, unless I manually turn them on, you will not see the caution thing show up here. You'll notice the light stays green and stuff. So sometimes you might hear me calling a race and not realize, oh, the caution's out. But I noticed it when I saw a car sideways. And that car was Lane Doyle. Turn 1 and 2 brings out the caution for the second time. Oh, some argy-bargy. And once again, somebody gets yeeted in turn 3. Just misjudges and runs him over. Into the wall he goes. Oh, nice. Wow. What a miss that was by that monster car. It was a monster miss. Let's see that again. Roll that beautiful bean footage of that monster car. Who is that? It's not Tucker. He actually got some damage, it looks like, from it. Well, it was David Tucker. Never mind. Watch this. Hang right. Now, the one person that's not going to like this, as I mentioned, as I look for him really quickly, is Marshall Newton. The Yingling car. Oh, wow. I thought he hit him. Never mind. Huh, that's even a better miss. Code Brown for a couple people. All right, so caution number 2 on track. As they'll catch the pace car here, and probably we'll see these cars on pit road right here. Where's he going? Give me a random name, first and last. Apparently the 4 car is desperate for sponsorship. He is being sponsored tonight by Advertise Here. And they will come to pit road. Top 10, top 11, top 12, everybody pretty much. Looks like William Martin's going to stay out. Should be 4 tires and fuel. I try not to be rude, okay? I'm trying to be professional here. And race off pit road won by Rhett Tucker, it looks like. Caution out here at lap number 28 here at Michigan. And yes, I'll silence my mic for just a quick second. Everybody go take a break for a second. All right, so a couple cars come to pit road here under the caution just to maybe top off fuel or something like that, or just to fall back to the back of the field. But right now, we're about to get the green flag here. Chris Travis, the 51, another Monster Energy car. He's going to be the leader of this race. Darren Staff going to be P2. Larry Knoll up to third. Good to see Larry up front. Andrew McGonigal and Wyatt Nadel, your top 5. So those who pitted, it looks like it is McGonigal who ended up being the first car off pit road. Facts. Do. The fact that you know that whole thing word for word is amazing. In case you can't tell if you're watching this and you're like, what's going on? Like, it's a fun series to be a part of. That's why I'm able to sit back here and kind of do a laid-back, enjoyable version. Not that I don't already on live stuff, but as they do use the Geico restart zone for restarts. And here we go, back to racing. Travis, not the best of starts. That's going to kind of stack everybody up as they go to turn 1. Larry Knoll there, P3, as he's going to get jumped to the middle. Goes 3 wide. James Silvers. Hold on there, Larry. Found it on Twitter. Oh, Travis sliding up the track. Almost some contact. That's going to kill the momentum. And McGonigal goes to the front. Four wide back here, 5 wide. How about that? Behave, boys. Oh, contact. Somebody, I saw smoke. Somebody was sideways. Oh, there goes the 4. Zach Rogers there and Staff into the wall. That looked like a lot less of a hit than I thought it was going to be. And caution is out. I literally thought the 4 was going to crush the wall. No one's... Now, unfortunately, the wall has advertised here over where he hit. Now let's take a look at the replay of what happened to the guy whose Discord photo or whose YouTube photo is a cat. Zach Rogers. Staff gets loose, and Rogers comes down on him a little bit there, and I thought this was going to hurt. and that ended up nowhere near as bad. As I mentioned, this is the third caution on the track. Zach missed the first race of the season at Daytona. Normally the sub-driver ran the race, but when we're 5 races in now, it shouldn't be at the point where the sub-driver has the best finish of the season so far for this team. I don't even know Zach, and I just burned him. It happens. Oh, I see what happened. 45 is on the transition there. Staff was transitioning from the bottom part of the track to the middle, and Zach apparently got clear low from his spotter. And, went down to him. As for Darren, he'll have a Discord update, and we'll fix the damage and come back out. So again, tomorrow night we go to Dover, the Delaware 200. Casey obviously being very creative with his title names of races. I guess the first state 200 was not available. Or the Monster Mile 200. How about the Blue Hens 200, named after the University of Delaware? Could have went with that one. I'm sensing a trade maybe there. All right, let's see who comes to pit road here. Chris Travis is going to go get himself 4 Mr. Feelgoods. And it looks like he is the only taker. Well said, Joe Flacco. Remember, you're in Delaware. You got to stress the O. Or is that Baltimore? That's in Baltimore. Never mind. Flacco. Little known fact about Michigan, and I learned this through the GLSR League I broadcast for on Wednesday nights. Did you know there's an old theme park near this speedway? Does anybody know that? And it's called the Prehistoric Forest. My only trip I ever made to Michigan in my life was when I lived in Indiana. I went to a Purdue bowl game up at Ford Field there in Detroit. Yes, we should get one to go this time by. Well, it was part of the work I did with the station there that covers Purdue football, so yeah, it was a free day off work, pretty much. That's why I looked at it, and got to sit there and watch football. That was cool. It was snowing that day, by the way, because I remember going up 69, heading into Michigan. There was literally one lane both ways, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I thinking? I've seen too many stories of I-94 in Michigan and South Bend and stuff at that time of the year, and I'm like, oh, don't have that again, please. All right, so McGonigal silvers, Fitzsimmons, Nadel, and Ziegler, your top 5. Tooker is now 6. Trey Holmes, Brad Delph, Larry Knoll, and Matthew Weeks up to the top 10 now. The points leader trying to go 5 for 5 on top 5 finishes. Zach Rogers still on track, by the way, 34th. Still on the lead lap. McGonigal wow. Runs into the Geico restart zone. Drives into. I can't talk all of a sudden. We're green though. And I went to college for that. Robert Hill Jr. dropping to the bottom here. And we're going to go 4 wide again. Oh, most of contact. People swerving. Oh, more door banging. Oh, more door banging. And trouble. Vanderbilt and Newton. And caution out. I've lost track. I think we're at 5. Unfortunately, caution breeding caution right now. I'm almost, for a second here before we go to this, I'm going to be honest. Watching him come off turn 2 here, I immediately thought of the episode of Family Guy where they joke with the creation of how Reese's and, oh gosh, what was it? Reese's and Hershey's or something, whatever, come together to make chocolate peanut butter or something like that. I immediately had a flashback to that, but with Hershey's and Cheetos. And unfortunately, Larry gets into the 8 right there, out of shape, and then unfortunately the 76 side swipes and gets into him. You got chocolate in my Cheetos. And then the cop shows up and never mind. This is a family show. Wasn't the officer's name Reese's? I just thought about that again. All right, so just past the 1/3 distance here at lap 36, we're under caution again. Just a chain reaction. You know, with the shortened fuel, you got to wonder, when do you get into that second window of pit stops to potentially go to the rest of the race on fuel? You know, with about 35 laps on fuel, from here you go to lap, we'll say 72-ish or so, and that puts you in the window for a one-stopper. So while Casey's watching the race, he's putting a shifter in his car, I guess. Is that what I'm understanding here? Shifter placement with the new setup. This is fun. Just do what I do. Just strap it to the damn desk you haven't done. All right, so I brought up the theme park. And while we got a minute here, I can go ahead and show it. So here's the Michigan Speedway. Highway 12 is somewhere in here, I think. I think it's right. This is Highway 12, I think, right here. This, you guys can't see my mouse. I don't know if you can see my mouse now, but it's right here. I don't know. It's just the road that goes north to south here. This is Highway 12 right here, I believe. Let me just make sure I get a... Trying to see if it shows me anything. I wish it would show me like the markings here so I know. So I can at least show you where we're going here. Let's see. I feel lucky. No, that's not what I'm looking for. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Template and map style maybe? Let's see here. Animated clouds. We can turn those on. No. But anyways, I think that is Highway 12 right there. So as we go down this way here, I'll know here very shortly when I see it. There is a theme park. We're going to find it. This just tells you I've never been to Michigan, so, or other than that one trip, so I remember seeing it once on the map, and it was like when you saw it, you were like, oh, whoa, you know. There's, like, Kaichi Lake, Washington Lake. Racetrack. Maybe it's over here. We're about to go green. If I don't find it, I will find it, I promise. We'll come back to this. I promise I'm going to find it. So McGonigal leads. As we come back to the green flag. Fitzsimmons, Silvers, Nadel, and Tooker, your top 5. My producer's fired because he couldn't find it. Look at James Silvers drop that Jack Daniels number 17 to the bottom, going for the lead. Here comes Tooker to the top side. I mentioned it's like a whole nother race up here at the front. A whole bunch of different drivers that were here earlier. Tooker looking to jump down there to third. Weeks is now up there into the top 5. Ziegler, Robert Hill Jr.'s in this battle now. A whole bunch of new drivers up here towards the front. Oh, and around goes the 36 of Burden. And up against the outside wall, and for the third time, somebody has literally drove into the rear of another car and spun him around. I'm not sure if they're just mistiming the brakes or letting off the throttle or what here, but once again, a caution comes out for Tyler Burden. looks like maybe slid up the track in that one and goes square into the wall there. And that brings the caution out. So solo spin here, right just shy of the halfway point. And the cars slow down and get back behind the pace car. Positive news here is I did find Highway 12. I used to have the exact, what's the term? As we got some cars coming to pit road, McGronigle coming in, and others, coordinates of this place, but I can't find those coordinates either, so I'm literally searching on my own here. Doing it the old school way, where you just kind of go scrolling through, looking. So as these cars come to pit road, they're going to get at least fuel right now, topping it off. Some interesting name stores as I'm scrolling through here. I remember it being around a curve, so I'm looking for like curves. Casey, that's funny. Nope, no spoilers. We're good. Everybody's done a good job on that part. That's one of my, like, it's kind of a hard rule to put into play, but it's like at the same time, it's understandable if it happens. As space car lights are going to go off, and I have an idea of what I'm going to do here. You're going to see this, what used to be a theme park here shortly. I promise you. Type it. My phone just randomly makes noises sometimes. All right, so just shy halfway, 44 laps going to be in the books here as we get the green flag. we'll get ready to go back to green here. As James Silvers, David Tooker, Finley Fitzsimmons, Matthew Weeks, Ryan Nadel at lap 45. Oh, somebody's heading for the infield. Who was that? Trey Hall. Oh, no. Look out. Oh. And unfortunately, caution's out again as the 57 clobbers Trey Holmes is Jared Ziegler. I looked over and I saw a car going like dead left. Looks like Ron White involved in this also. What happened to Trey here? Oh, he gets some help. He hits the inside wall. Hits the grass, and unfortunately it's going to spin him up the track. There's Ron White hitting the other car involved. As I mentioned, cautions breeding cautions. Yikes. Ron White in that filter time number 27. Oh, he's got an incident of his own, it looks like here. Or does he just decide I'm done racing? I'm going to go with the latter on this one. So unfortunately, caution out again. And as Casey said, I promise it will clean up. That's why I'm trying to be as entertaining as I can in between here. So as I'm still looking, I've actually went to the league owner's Discord page to see if I could find it, and I haven't been able to find it that way either. So we are going to look together as we're under caution here. Just to show you where we're at there, Silver's leads. You see some cars coming to pit road. I pull up the old map again. All right, so for those wondering, here's the speedway up here. And I remember exactly, I want to say it was somewhere 10 to 15 miles. Of course, I'm referencing a message from like 2 years ago. When you see this, though, it's going to be kind of mind-blowing because it's actually still there. This forest, prehistoric forest, has been closed for like 30 years, 40 years. There was rumors at the time it was going to get turned into another Cedar Point theme park, and it just kind of sat there. And now, believe it or not, there's a waterfall and a dinosaur still sitting there to this day. And in case you haven't figured out, I'm looking for the dinosaur. And when I see it, you'll be like, oh, that's it. It's going to be kind of weird when viewers start watching, like, why are we on Google Maps? Or Google Earth, or whatever it's called. That's not a couple houses. This is the kind of fun we have. Watch him going like the wrong way or something. Michigan State Historical Marker for a church, apparently. Ah. Wait a minute, what is this? It looks familiar. So we're 2 laps from the halfway point. Oh, that might have been it. And now we got a single file restart about to happen here. No, what was that term? As we go green, single file style this time. And we almost had a wreck coming to the green. And I think they're doing this to kind of stretch the field out and trying to kill the cautions that are happening here. And this is about the point of the race, I think, where I show up and I'm like, hey, how's it going? And Casey's like, yeah, we're just getting halfway. And it was like 3 hours later. We watched the 6 of Husby going by Thompson. That's for the 9th position. We've had a plethora, there's a word for you, of leaders in this race, but Silvers has led the last little bit with the cautions unfortunately happening. Oh, some contact towards the back. One car goes spinning off, Robert Colgan in that blue 94 car. No caution, I believe, as of right now. Nope, caution's back out, unfortunately. So Robert Colgan in the 94 car goes around and brings the caution out for the little bit of time. And we'll show the replay in an old school method here. I saw 2 cars get together up towards the top of the screen. And it looks like the Outback car of Gareth McAllister, and a little door banging going on, and Garrett said, you take that, and spins him out. All right, so we'll keep track of what's going on here. We're going to go back to our Where's Waldo search of this theme park. I think this is caution 6. I think caution 6 was 30 laps ago, Casey. No offense. Holy purple trucks, Batman. There's a barbecue place. Where's Travis Icavazzi when I need him? All right, so maybe. Oh, wait a minute here. What's this? It's a little putt-putt course. All right, so when all else fails, we go back to the track, and we'll go the other way and try to find it. Don't. I know how many there were. Don't forget. That's the main part that's important, is we remember how many at the end there were. And in worst case, I could just jump on disc or on I could look on Sim Racer Hub. I about called it Dan Lisa again, and I can get the answer. But we do got pit stops, I should say, real quick for those watching me do this Where's Waldo search. But the leaders have come to pit road. Silvers, Whittemore, and Colgan all in, so that'll hand the lead over to Finley Fitzsimmons. Somebody's doing donuts in that yard. Anyways. Hey, how was the broadcast? Oh, I Google searched. It's funny, kind of going candid here for a second. Casey and I have talked about this potentially happening. And the question, of course, in there was, well, what if we have a lot of cautions? I always joked and said, well, I could look on the Animal Planet and see what's going on. But in the end, we found something to do while there's cautions and stuff. And that's find this place. Because when I find it, you're going to be like, whoa, that's actually kind of cool. To me, it just seemed like there's not a lot of stuff around this track. What in the world's back there? Here's a Dollar. Out of all places, I find a Dollar General. There's a donuts, apparently. More of those purple trucks. This is actually irritating me. I can't find it. I feel bad because, like, I've totally hyped it up and I have failed on the execution here miserably. Interesting looking field there. All right, we're about to go back to green, so let me minimize again. Rutledge Wood. I see the name. When you find it, I expect Rutledge Wood to already be there. All right, another single file restart here as Fitzsimmons leads Tooker, Weeks, Nadel, and Tucker now your top five. As we go back green. Zach Rogers back here and Casey Carrington. They've had enough time to pull out a backup car and go through inspection. If they really wanted to. These guys back here, 17th, 18th. Kyle Hall back in the 19th position. Starting to form 2-3 wide out as David Tooker going for the lead. Top side, Charlie. Here comes that Monster Energy Chevrolet. Going to bring the point leader with him. Weeks, is he thinking 3 wide? Is he going to drop it down to the bottom? Robert Hill now getting into this battle. Fitzsimmons not wanting to give up that lead, and that's brought everybody in with this draft. Now you've got 7 to 8, 9 cars almost underneath the blanket here. Weeks trying to push Fitzsimmons as he crosses the line. He'll lead this lap. Look at the 99, the pole sitter, Rhett Tucker, back up here in that bluish-green car. Now, for those wondering why this has been sort of a wreckfest, I should remind you, in fairness, that there was 10 cautions in this race in Season 2. They're almost 3 wide, and around goes Fitzsimmons. Gets hit by the 14. And more carnage. Brad Delph, Josh Dillon. And Fitzsimmons. Unfortunately. And according to Casey Carrington, the 7th caution. Let's see. Looks like another situation again where somebody lifted the tires off the ground. I mean, I don't know what the deal is on this one. Well, maybe this one, in fairness, Fitzsimmons got behind Tucker, and then unfortunately Rhett Tucker the tires off the floor of the Fitzsimmons car. Look at it one more time. You see the wreck already happening. There's the 14. Gets hit by the 12 over there. Josh Dillon. Did the 4 get a piece of that also? 25 going through the grass. And unfortunately, the caution comes out again. Now, we have made some progress, by the way, on finding Waldo here. I am online, and I am actually searching the place through Google without looking on the map. And I'm looking to see if I can get the coordinates or something here. It is correct here. It does say small amusement park with a dinosaur theme built to take advantage of blossoming tourist trade along U.S. Route 12. I'm on the right spot. You just want the coordinates. That's cheating. Hey, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, okay? Ah, I have an address now. Woohoo! This is what I needed. Alright, so back to the searches. We got cars coming to pit road here. I'm gonna pull the map here, and we're gonna... Bam. The address. How close was I? Samsonite, I was way off. Alright. So apparently this was where it was. So there should be a dinosaur over here, if I remember correctly. Somewhere. Can I get a... How about a street view? Let's do that. Can I get a street view? Come on, Sid. Or whatever your name is. Just give me a street view. All right. Oh, the theme park. Hey, there's the dinosaur. Woohoo! We're getting somewhere. See, the dinosaur's still there. And then there should be a waterfall. I think it's like right there somewhere. Was the old waterfall. But this used to be a theme park back in the day until like 1960 something. And it closed down from like vandalism and all different types of things. The Prehistoric Forest Amusement Park. There's the old building, apparently. It used to be in. It wasn't that big of a park, but it was something kind of fun, I guess. But yeah, dinosaur's still chilling there. But I want to say that's the waterfall-ish right there somewhere, maybe. You've learned something new today. So if anything you could say today that you've learned where a water park or a theme park in the state of Michigan was. Yes, I guess the old building or whatever it used to be. All right, let's go back to the race now. I feel happy now. I feel accomplished now. Now, unfortunately, the closest theme park you get to go to from Michigan would be Cedar Point over in Sandusky, Ohio. All right, another single file restart. Lap number 60, 40 laps to go. Still at least one pit stop left in this race. Wake up, everybody. I just showed you a theme park, for heaven's sakes. I mean, we could always do a tour of Detroit next if you want. I don't know much about it. Here's what we'll do. I'm going to take a chance. Let's turn it up. I'll wake everybody up. It's one of the cool things about the trackcams22.com. If you really want to, you can actually do this, by the way. You can go download this, and you can sit here if you're not like in a race and actually watch it like you're at the race. So if you were ever at a race at Michigan, this is your seat. This is what you're seeing right now. So they go down there towards turn 1. You see the side-by-side with Tucker and Tucker. They go down the back straightaway. Perfect eye view, it looks like. And maybe, I guess you could be maybe a row or two higher, but I can't complain about this right here. Down the back straightaway. Down to turn 3. They haven't settled out that battle yet. Three wide off turn 4 back there. One car kind of sideways down to the bottom. Around the Bartles area. But there you go. A race view from if you're at the track. It's one of the many reasons you can check out trackcams22.com. They give you all different types of... Oh, up against the wall is the two of McCorkle. He McCorked it against the wall. Good save on his part there. Look at the 94 back into the picture. That dude was sideways earlier, and he's up here. Robert Colgan up to the 13th position. In fairness, McCorkle was sideways on the start of the race, so, yeah, I mean, everybody's had issues in this race. Casey Carrington, 16th position. And by the way, the leader is Matthew Weeks, the points leader. Mountain Dew car. Of course, now that the race is green, nobody's chatting anymore. James Silver's a part of this battle back here. We ride with him. Rolling back to the throttle of his car, very notorious for... Really? I put you to sleep, really? Robert Hill Jr., Robert Hill there in the 05. As Rhett Tucker coming to pit road, I think this might be a scheduled pit stop right here. These guys working to it. 3-1, McCorkle gets into the side of Silvers, it looks like there. Depends on where you're going. Those guys settled there for a second, but as I mentioned, Rhett Tucker, the pole sitter on pit road, likely a scheduled stop for him to get him to the finish of this race. These guys are just not settling down back here mid-pack. Casey Kane Carrington. If I really want to get interesting, I throw his middle name in there. Casey Kenneth Kane Carrington to the inside. Now that 9 car, by the way, that paint scheme ran in the Brickyard back in 2006, I think it was. It might have been 07, actually. Where Casey finished second to Tony Stewart. Osby inside is Zach Rogers, who's back up into the top 10. I mean, Zach will probably watch it again. It did run Michigan, you're correct. The second Michigan race, right? I believe the one in August. It's usually at that time, I believe the schedule was Indianapolis, Pocono, Michigan, Watkins Glen. Or no, sorry. Indianapolis, Pocono, Watkins Glen, Michigan, then Bristol. was the schedule at that time. Weeks trying to hold off David Tooker's, putting pressure on him for the lead here. 27 laps to go. Wyatt Nadeau having a great run in that 84 car. So is Bartles. Kyle Bartles in the 4th position there in that 95 as McGronigle comes to pit road. So I think we're starting to slowly see the pit strategy come into play now. The window is open for everybody to go to the finish on fuel of this 100-lap race.